Marhaba from Dubai. I'm Paredes and I'm glad to be given this opportunity to share some bits of information about climate change. We know that climate change is one of the defining issues of our time. And as we notice, from shifting to weather patterns and catastrophic deluge at an unprecedented scale, we know that we have reached a pivotal moment in deciding our planet's future. And I'm glad that I was able to ask questions, some two relevant questions to some of my acquaintances. Number one, what is climate change for you? And number two, how are you going to take part in mitigating or reducing the effect of climate change? So let's hear them out and hear their perspectives. Thank you.
So climate change is the change in the pattern of our weather. So basically weather is the state of our atmosphere. So it's related to the changes of our oceans, land surfaces, and then ice sheets. So occurring over time in the scale of decades or longer, like you can really feel till to this day, like there is a big changes in our climate. And I think one of the reasons why, or the main reasons why it's happening because of us humans. How are we treating our Mother Earth? How will I take part to reduce the effect of climate change? Number one, I don't smoke, so I think it's also nice that. Secondly, I don't litter, so I just I dispose my trash like properly. And I wanted to be like a role model for my nephews and nieces. I know it's not that much, it's a little action, but I do believe it can make a difference. And lastly, maybe you're wondering what's behind me. These are my collections. It's called Funko Pops, and yes, they are made of plastics. Yes, unfortunately, but the good news is the Funko, the company itself, is now seeking or making to make it like eco-friendly material, so which is really nice. So there you have it.
Climate is the average weather in a place over many years. Climate change is a shift in those average conditions. Now what I can do to mitigate climate change is to use energy efficient sources like washing machines or solar powered systems, and I'm also planning an electric scooter rather than a regular scooter to promote a more sustainable environment. And of course, I'm also in used clothing business, which means I'm promoting sustainable fashion so the clothes don't end up in landfills, and of course to reduce energy to make more clothes.
Climate change is a term we have named for the noticeable changes in our environment. Specifically, long-term changes in our temperature and weather patterns. It is a collective term for many alterations in our environment which affects not only us humans, but as well as other living entities. For me, the increase in changes in our environment can be mitigated in three ways. First, by our collective positive actions, which means that we should always remember that change must start in each and every one of us. Second, discipline. We need to discipline ourselves by getting rid of the products contain chemicals such as plastics, straws, and fumes. And the third one is innovation. We should start adapting and using sustainable products in order to lessen pollution. And also we need to tap our government for them to legislate environmental laws, incentivize good and favorable action, and consequently punish the persons in bad faith. These micro efforts that we are doing today and in the next days to come will make or will create macro effects in the long run, and hopefully together we can attain a better a greener and sustainable planet in the future.
So for the first question, what is climate change for you? So for my own understanding, or the simplest words that I can say, I think climate change is the change of the weather and also the temperature of the earth that somehow affects the life of the living things in the planet. For the question number 2, what are the things that I do to take part in mitigating this issue? So in the place where I live, we do segregate our garbages, and one of the most important thing is we do keep for the recyclables. So what we do is we sell them to bottle depot, and from there on they are going to make another product or item from the plastic or cans that we sold them. So
Climate change is a change in the pattern of weather, related changes in the ocean, land surfaces, and ice sheets occurring over time scales of decades or longer.
What is climate change for you? For me, climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperature and weather patterns, and this is the cause and effects by the human activities. How will you take part in mitigating the effect of the climate change? Well, para sa akin, we can participate to help to lessen the effect of the climate change by starting in our home, by reducing, reusing, and recycling. That will help the greenhouse gas emission. And of course, we need to conserve the water. It's a big thing also that can help to preserve the water. And what else? And on what we are doing, we can share to other people. At least they can adapt and they can learn as well on how to help and to fight the climate change. And we can join also the organization that can help to organize and restoring the natural habitats. Well, I guess through that ways we can help to fight for the climate change. And what else? We can do also rewilding the nature. I think that's it.